during the looting segments. Maybe I'll make multiple segments and only cut to the points where we're actually in conversation trees, but I plan to talk quite a bit about the Institute during all segments. At this particular moment, there's nothing quite worth conversing about. Let's see. Anything upstairs? It's kind of interesting that there's 3 sets of cabinets here, for those who don't know. See? Normally when you interact with a cabinet, even though it'll have multiple drawers, it's only 1 item, but here it's actually 3 sets. So technically that was 9 drawers. Ooh, fluffy towels. We're going to have to keep an eye out for this, but are there different color bands on the towels, or are they all with a green band? Because we know the different divisions of the Institute have different color bands on their suit. There's a red division, there's a black division. So are there different colored bands on this? Because this is like, since this is Sean's room, who has like a teal shirt, and these are teal bands, so we'll keep an eye out that. See if there's other division colors. And of course, toilet paper. And of course, one of my favorite features of the Institute. Nothing more to say, but you can do that. Unfortunately, can't really do anything with this. I mean, I can go inside. I can close it on me. But you really can't do anything with it. Just kind of a bummer. Interestingly, there doesn't seem to be anything in any of the trash bins. Subtle little hint here that Sean is sick. He's got a he's got a bed here, but there's an oxygen tank right next to it. Just sort of getting you ready for the idea that, you know, Sean might not be in the best of health. Ooh, I've never seen this one before. I must have missed it.
Damn it, Golden. What the hell is going on down there? I have to convene an emergency directorate meeting because of this screw-up. That synth was a prototype. It was absolutely not ready for field testing. The mess it caused in Diamond City threatens decades of work to keep us out of the spotlight. I will be very clear. My legacy as director will not be tarnished by your division's mistakes. I am going to find out exactly who approved any sort of operation above ground, and that person will be held fully accountable.
Okay then, we just heard a log from the previous director. That was not an old man. So there's no way that when Kellogg's referring to the old man for the previous director, he's referring to that person. That's an inconsistency. The previous director was clearly a woman. Young woman by the sound of it. And another thing is the entire broken mask incident was unintended. They didn't intend for their synth to go on a killing spree. Which is kind of interesting. As we get to the Institute, we'll discover that the Institute has tried to help the Commonwealth, but always seems to go horribly wrong. You know, like they tried to help the provisional government, but things went horribly wrong. The broken mask was a complete accident. It wasn't intended for the synth to go on a killing spree. Alright, what can we find out about Kellogg? Conrad Kellogg's enhanced life expectancy. 2285. Kellogg's occasional presence continues to unnerve the others. At first I thought they were merely intimidated by his confidence and arrogance, perhaps even afraid of his general being. Kellogg is, after all, a killer. But as I've continued to witness their reactions, gaze their sidelong glances, I've detected something else, something I probably should have anticipated: jealousy. Kellogg is a living memorial to a forgotten program. He is an augmented human being, a cyborg, really. And the benefits he has received cannot be denied. But really, the scientists here could not care less about enhanced reflexes or greater combat efficiency. No, the cause of their envy is something more practical, more primal. It's enhanced life expectancy. Just how long will Kellogg live if he passes naturally, however unlikely that may be? It's hard to say. He's already more than 100 years old. Older, certainly, than any other human in the Commonwealth. His complete physiology has been altered. Perhaps he'll make it to 150, maybe even 200. Let the petty have their petty jealousies. Kellogg is a living testament to the ingenuity and superiority of the Institute. I take no small pleasure knowing that it must irritate him to no end. So yeah, we've already got confirmation already. You know, he's 60 years for Sean, 40 years before that, over 100. Here we see some other information. Nothing really surprising. We know that there was an FEV lab because Virgil told us about it. Hydroponics isn't working. FEV is offline. Synth output is nominal. Production materials fully stocked. Advanced Systems Child Synth project under quarterly review. Weapon diagnostics ongoing. Phase 3 behind schedule. Zimmer is still offline. We don't know what's happening to Professor Zimmer. He's just gone off the grid apparently. Above ground operative terminated. Retentive programs functional. Nothing too interesting. Pattern recognition algorithms ineffective. Facilities power output maxed. Air water recycling systems functioning normally. AO can confirm sightings outside of Vault 1 again in Diamond City sometime later. What that means, I'm not entirely sure. Will we actually meet? Was this all for nothing? No, not nothing. I will have learned valuable things about myself, my past, either way. I cannot afford to let emotion get in the way. I must simply observe and record. I told Kellogg has gone offline. Strangely, I find myself thinking of Dr. Walker. He has such high hopes for Kellogg, such faith in the implants, and what they could mean. I still regret eliminating that project, but I know where it would have led us. Walker was never shy about his goals. Too many others were starting to listen. In the end, I believe I was justified. This is about preserving humanity, not some bizarre amalgamation of biology and technology. Need the director's code to shut down the synth. Fine.
Call this a clean floor. Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust?
My apologies, sir. I was issued a defective cleansing unit.
Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful.
Yes, sir.
What others call complaining, I call critical thinking and challenging assumptions.
Excuse me, Doctor.
You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want.
People have no trouble getting fat and lazy on their own.
A few, here and there, perhaps. But not on the scale I'm talking about. I can see you're
Wally! Sorry, just had to.
having a joke at my expense. You're hardly the first. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here.
Anything else?
Lawrence.
The rest see me as little more than a glorified repairman. But I'm as much a scientist as any of them. Synths aren't human beings, but supposedly they're the future of humanity. I'll never understand it.
Anything of note up here aside from stuff to loot?
I'm gonna make the same recommendation I did last time. We did everything we could. 4 years dedicated to preserving this Commonwealth provisional government. You've seen the same reports I have. It's falling apart and fast. We need a plan for what happens when that fall is complete. I know some of the other divisions have suggested we just cut off all contact, hide underground, and pretend nobody's home. That would, in my opinion, be a mistake. We can't just give up on these people, and with the android program, we don't have to. We'll soon have the capabilities to deploy androids to the surface in great enough numbers to maintain order. Just think about it, all right? Keep it in mind moving forward.
Oh, I don't know. Most of them have lasted long past their projected lifespans. If you ask me, they were built pretty well.
I can't argue with that.
What is going on with his invent? Why is he not wearing the synth uniform? Hold on, a little bit of bug testing. Open actor inventory. What?
Even so.
Oh. It's spelled open.
I'm ready to see the full Gen 3 roll out.
There we go. Oh, all set.
Also,
Unit, you can return to duty.
so that's something weird going on with my synth mod.
Thanks again.
Of course. We're all looking forward to working with you.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune. Doctor, they weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer. When Father told us about you, I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much, I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
I'm just looking around.
I see. Well, please do mind what you touch. Sensitive equipment here, not like topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
Who built this place, originally? Has it been here long?
The construction of the Institute is the work of generations of scientists. The original survivors of the war, our progenitors, took refuge in the basement of the old Commonwealth Institute of Technology. Over time, their sons and daughters dug deeper into the earth and built increasingly sophisticated habitats and laboratories.
Now here's something I find a little bit odd. So, the Commonwealth Institute of Technology, basically MIT. What they're basically saying is that MIT, they hid in the basement. We'll presume that MIT's got lead shielding or whatever. MIT does all kinds of crazy tech stuff. So I'll believe that they could survive a nuclear blast. But how did they build deeper? You have to assume that if they left MIT, they'd be exposed to the huge, massive amounts of radiation from right after the war. You can't imagine there'd be